Joining us now is OjyOkpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Jinx. How was your weekend?
How was your weekend? You know why you're cracking up. How are you?
I'm good.
You look excellent. I see you all have your puppy and I've been left out. Again, I'm just kidding. Good morning. How are you?
Very well. You're welcome to the show. Your laughter, you and Dr. Bati's laughter was inspiring my own. I didn't even need to know what was going on. I was just laughing at you. Laughing.
Don't worry, you'll get used to it. How are you?
Very well, thanks.
How was your weekend, Rufai?
It was all right. It was a case of your laughs make me laugh.
I like that, Rufai. Well, all right. Good morning to you, viewers. Here are some of the stories that are trending across the globe. It was a big day for Argentina as thousands trooped out on Sunday to mark the country's stunning victory over France at the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Argentina's captain, Lionel Messi, led his team in probably the wildest final in the tournament's 92-year history. Argentina won its third World Cup title by beating France 4-2 in a penalty shootout after a 3-3 draw featuring 2 goals from the 35-year-old Messi and a hat trick by his heir apparent, France forward Kylian Mbappe. Lionel Messi now joins Pelé, a record 3-time World Cup champion, and Diego Maradona, the late Argentina great, with whom Messi was so often compared in an exclusive club of the best football players of all time. In Ukraine, President Volodymyr Zelensky on Sunday said in a television broadcast that the world still heard his call for peace, despite football governing body, FIFA, declining the request for a video message to be broadcast ahead of the World Cup final in Qatar.
Stadiums, stands get empty after the match, and after the war, cities remain empty. That's why wars must fail, and peace is to become the champion, as it is here in Qatar now. The World Cup, but not the World War. It is possible.
In Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari returned to Abuja on Sunday from the United States of America after participating in the U.S.-Africa Leaders Summit. The high-level summit was held between December 13th and 15th over the weekend. Nigerians gathered in Washington, D.C. to celebrate the president's 80th birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear President. Happy birthday to you.
Finally, on our entertainment, Nigerian Afrobeats Superstar Davido was supported by fans across the globe as he made his return to the stage during the 2022 Qatar World Cup's closing ceremony following the death of his 3-year-old son. The 30-year-old singer ahead of the ceremony was in good spirits and was seen pictured loved up with his partner, Chioma. Davido teamed up with a host of artists at the 89,000 capacity Lusail Stadium to deliver an energetic and colorful performance before the highly anticipated World Cup final. This was so beautiful to see. Congratulations to Davido and Chioma. They looked so beautiful together. Congratulations to Argentina as well. Rufai, I know you watched the closing ceremony as well as the World Cup. But you know I've lost my voice, right? You can hear it.
Team Messi.
Were you rooting for Messi?
Oh yeah, I wanted him to win it.
Fantastic.
And why I wanted Messi to win it was I just thought that would have been a great way to end a very stellar career.
I thought so too.
At the ripe old age of 35,
Absolutely.
Winning the World Cup. Yes, Kylian Mbappe had won it once, at a very tender age, and he still has a great future ahead of him. He's just 23, he's not even 24 yet, and he's done so well, and he's broken a lot of records. 3 goals in the World Cup final. They adjudged the best World Cup finals since, and I don't know why people, and I want to set the record straight. Why people saying this is the best World Cup final since '66? I don't know why English people have a way to put in their own fraud in 1966. They call World Cup finals. We all know that it was a fraud. There were many goals that didn't enter the net that they gave to England just because we knew what happened in 1966. So But this was the best World Cup final ever. Congrats to Messi.
Absolutely.
I'm sure Maradona will be looking down at him. The little boy from Rosario has made it work. And please, concerning all this conversation about the world's greatest ever, Messi is great, Ronaldo is great, you know, it's just destiny, and it applies to all of them. And congrats to Davido.
Absolutely, and that's where I'm going to with Ayo.
You know.
What did you feel when you saw Davido on stage?
Exciting. The fact that Nigeria didn't quite make it to the finals, but Nigeria made it to the finals.
Yes.
Through Davido.
I like that.
Really, really excited and very emotional for many people. You know, beyond his appearance on stage was the fact that this is his first public appearance since the loss of his, very sad loss of his son. And seeing him there, seeing him with Chioma in that cozy pose, he just said the world that was part of what made the finals the best finals. I had to say this. Beyond the phenomenal football that was played on stage, yes, Nigerians could at least lay hold to something. We were represented at the World Cup, and thank you very much, Davido.
Kudos to Davido. Dr. Abati, I know you want to say something, but yeah, the floor is yours.
Anyway, first, I think it's exciting.
Yes.
That at the end of the day, Nigeria was represented at that closing ceremony. We couldn't make it via football, but one of the big achievements in Nigeria is the creative industry, the flowering of the creative industry. And Davido is one of those icons, in that industry. And the point we've always made about how culture and the arts could be a very strong tool of diplomacy, of international relations. And his presence there, is a very fine illustration of that particular position. And of course, you recall that the song that the three of them are singing, from Trinidad, you have Kaduna. From Qatar, you have Aisha. And then you have Davido from Nigeria singing, "We're better together, higher, higher, we're better together."
Yes.
So it's a song about love, about unity. At a personal level, I think many of Davido's fans will be very happy that he's been able to get his groove back.
Yes.
This is his first major public appearance after the death of his son, Ifeanyi. And, it was exciting to see that he's been able to move on. People face tragedy at certain moments. There are bright moments, there are sad moments. But the thing as people of faith is that life must go on.
Absolutely.
And congratulations to him performing at the level of the World Cup. It's a big achievement, and it also shows him, reaffirms his position as a leader in his chosen vocation.
Absolutely.
Congratulations to him in that regard.
Absolutely. Congratulations, superstar Davido. Let's take another story, discussing reactions trailing the rally organized by the People's Democratic Party in Owerri, the Imo State Capital. On Sunday, the party's presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, was trending after stating during the rally that the people of the Southeast have no reason not to vote for the PDP in the 2023 presidential election because he would liaise with the Igbos at the forefront of his campaign to restructure the country. His statement comes amid the backlash trailing the PDP rally in Anambra State, in which Atiku declared to be the stepping stone to an Igbo president if elected into office. Atiku at the rally in Imo State also promised to inject $10 billion into businesses in Igbo land to boost their economic activities. Let's take a listen.
I know that you are businessmen, I know that you are traders, and so on and so forth. I want to assure you that if I have the opportunity and you elect me, business, trading will pick up again. Do you know why I say it will pick up again? Because in my policy document, I said I am going to set aside $10 billion just to empower women and young men in business.
Well, another person that was trending over the weekend was Atiku Abubakar's wife, Titi Abubakar, who called on Nigerians to vote for the All Progressives Congress instead of her husband's party, the People's Democratic Party, in a video that has now gone viral. Let's take a look.
25th of February, everybody should come. If you have not collected your PVC, you go and collect your PVC. Get it ready. 25th of February. We should vote APC.
Well, reacting to the video, the spokesperson for the APC Presidential Campaign Council, Festus Keyamo, on Twitter wrote, "Wife to Atiku,
Titi Abubakar has just urged Nigerians to vote APC on February 25th next year. In all honesty, this is obviously a slip of tongue, but we hold the view that it is unreasonable to make a mountain out of such molehills, especially when you quickly correct yourself. While Sam wrote, these people are confused because they are basically in both parties. They have spent too much time in both parties not to misplace their current party name to either the two, PDAPC, according to Tinubu. APPDP, according to Atiku, are the same. Over to you, Rufai. I mean, this is, I think Sam's rhetoric is apt. Basically, these people, it appears they come from the same party, but it was an obvious slip of tongue regarding Titi Abubakar making, that urge to Nigerians to vote the APC instead of the PDP. Rufai.
So what I'll just say is, concerning the first comment, Atiku Abubakar saying that the Igbos have a reason not to vote for him and all of that because he will work with people as regards restructuring. Political talk is good during political season. And I keep referring to the words of Jada Gall. Politicians will say they'll build bridges where there are no rivers. So be careful when politicians are speaking. And I just hope, if they get in there, they will not lie that they didn't say this any longer. Now we are hearing restructuring. We are hearing 10 billion for SMEs. Hope they are going to fulfill all these promises. Because we had $1 to 1 naira.
We did.
We had student loans. We had many promises, too numerous to mention. In fact, if you had listened at the campaign trail, it would have been like, oh, Nigeria will have turned to paradise if they had won that time. But today, 133 million people in poverty. Life is terrible for people. Jackpot syndrome is the order of the day. High level of inflation. Hope it's not going to be this way. Because you see, in all of this, who I'm more concerned about is the Nigerian people that are suffering, not the political class. The political class, they are sorted. They are the creme de la creme of society. Today, fuel scarcity is still on, a couple of days to Christmas. It doesn't affect them because they'll get fuel. Their aides will get everything good for them. They will get the best things of life. But it is you out there that you are suffering and you are fighting on social media over these people that will never get the good. So be thinking of yourself and introspect. For Ms. Atiku's wife saying that vote, what is it called? It is gaffe season, political season. So I'm sure they too can have their own laugh, like they've been laughing at the APC kind of for making all the gaffe. But one thing remains. We should ask ourselves the question, why is it that whoever we vote, life of Nigerians have not changed over the years? See, names will differ. Today we are calling APC PDP. At some point we're calling AD in this country. All right? At some point we're calling MPC. At some point we're calling Northern People's Congress. Names of political party and acronyms will change. But it's the life of Nigerian people getting better every year. So it's not about the gaffe. It's how can your life get better than what it used to be before. And that's why Nigerians, please, I beg you, shine your eye. Read manifestos. Look at the character of the individual. Ask them questions who they are.
Okay.
What do they stand for? Where's their birth record? Where's their medical record? What business did they do before now? How did they make their money? Because those questions revolve around character before you vote them. And please, if they don't do your bidding after you vote them, in the next election, vote them out. The power is supposed to be in your hand. Don't allow people to deceive you again. Your life must be better for the people you vote in.
All right. Ayo.
Absolutely. Just continuing from where Rufai stopped. The truth is, looking at the antecedent of the presidential candidates, I wouldn't fault Mrs. Titi Atiku Abubakar because at a point you become confused when you have gone from SDP to AC to PDP, then to APC, then to PDP. So sometimes I wonder which election am I in now? Which party should I be supporting? I mean, that's on a lighter note. But seriously, though, just like what Rufai mentioned, that beyond, it's not, why do Why is there cross-carpeting with candidates? Of course, there are many reasons why you would cross-carpet, and it's allowed. However, this brings the question as to what are the ideologies of political parties in Nigeria. Because ideally, when you identify with a particular political party, there must be a strong reason why you've chosen to go on the platform of that party. And so beyond, that's why people are saying, oh, they're all the same, PDP, APC, whatever name, or acronym that's out there. It's just recycling of the same people. So again, going to the questions, the main things that we should be looking out for, since unfortunately we can't hold any party. Some do have ideologies, but if you ask people who vote for that party, they wouldn't tell you what they stand for or what their beliefs are. So what you're looking at, as we've mentioned again, is the candidate now, ensuring that this person represents the Nigeria of your dreams, the Nigeria you want to see in the next dispensation.
Very well said, Ayo. Dr. Bati.
Well, first, for Mrs. Atiku, as Festus Keyamo pointed out, it was a slip of tongue. But
yes.
The video that was shown did not indicate that she quickly corrected herself. So when people have a slip of tongue and they correct themselves, it will be obvious that this was a slip of tongue, not a deliberate gaffe. And in any case, you'll recall that in 2014, the same presidential candidate of the PDP was a member of the APC. He left the PDP and picked up the membership card of the APC. So Mrs. Abubakar may have been used to campaigning previously for APC, but now the register has changed. But in politics, it's better, not to attack people's wives. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has been talking about a cocktail of issues, about how his presidency will be a stepping stone to Igbo presidency, by which some people assume that he's referring to the fact that he has a vice presidential candidate of Igbo extraction in the person of Senator and Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, governor of Delta State. He talks about reviewing the Constitution. Well, what are the specific aspects of the Constitution that he wants to review? He talks about restructuring. Nigerians have many ideas about restructuring, and restructuring means many things to many people. I hope that, it's not enough to just make all of these promises. He will spend $10 billion for SMEs. Well, I just saw one report talking about debt service to revenue ratio in Nigeria. And that report was saying that that's about 86.07%. And that, in fact, we face the risk of debt service to revenue reaching over 90% by December this year. And the report, I think that's a report by Afrinvest, was saying that next year, the major challenge for whoever becomes president will be what to do about this revenue crisis and this debt service to revenue ratio. These are the kind of concrete things that I think the candidates should be talking about, instead of general promises. But as I pointed out earlier on, if you make the promise, just remember that people are taking note and you'll be reminded. I think that there's, a substantial segment of the population that has moved beyond politicians coming to say they will turn 1 naira to $1. No, questions will be asked after the 2023 elections.
We'll take another story. Over the weekend, a video showing some Nigerians stranded at the Indira Gandhi International Airport in India made the rounds on social media. The man recording the video alleged that the stranded Nigerians applied for evacuation, but on getting to the airport, out of about 250 people, only 89 could be airlifted in the first flight back home. The man appealed to the federal government to negotiate with the Indian authorities to help them get back home. While the federal government, through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, reacted to the development in a press release titled "Evacuation of Nigerians from India," stating that the information was inaccurate, misleading, and not well intended. Let's take a look at the video before we come back for a discussion.
This is 16th day of December 2022. And here about these are Nigerians at the Indira Gandhi International Airport. There was supposed to be an evacuation flight for all Nigerians. The people you are all seeing here are people who actually applied for the evacuation flights, but on reaching the Nigeria High Commission, the FRO denied them of the evacuation. And right about now, I think about 200 and something persons applied, but the only people who were accepted were just about 89 persons. There's even a lady, this little child who is very sick. There's also a lady who is a cancer patient. She's stage 4 of the cancer.
FRO refuse.
Even the hospital, they've already asked her to return back to Nigeria because the case is already critical. I think this is the cancer patient. She is here. They refuse her, and the children, women who all applied, they refuse them to go. So please, you can see these are luggages of Nigerians who applied for the evacuation flights.
Well, this was quite unfortunate. When I saw this video trending in Ayo, I was quite appalled. I mean, the first thing I said was, is the federal government going to continue failing its people? But I mean, I'm happy that that statement was released over the weekend, which you saw as well, Ayo.
On Saturday, the spokesperson, Francesca Omayuli, released a statement that the reason why they were stranded was that they didn't meet the evacuation requirements. Some of them got into India on wrong passports. And obviously with that, you cannot ascertain their nationality. You cannot evacuate people who cannot prove their nationality as being Nigerians. But they said they will investigate and they'll attend to it.
Oh, well, all right. We'll take our final story. Following Argentina's victory at the Qatar 2022 World Cup, several memes began circulating hailing the team's captain, Lionel Messi, as the greatest player of all time, including the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who described the 35-year-old footballer as the Emile Kan of Doha in this picture that has now gone viral. Well, as you know, Emile Kan is a Yoruba phrase, which loosely translates to, "It is my turn," the saying that has become synonymous with the APC presidential candidate after his address in Ogun State earlier in 2022 while vying for his party's ticket. Rufai, I'm sure you saw this picture circulating, and I mean, I thought it was quite cute when I saw the presidential candidate tweeting this picture. Well, again, congratulations to Argentina. Congratulations to Lionel Messi. Well, thank you all for your great analysis on what's trending today. That's all I have for you on what's trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.